What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Thursday, May 21st. Now I want to talk about what's going on with dog price, because as you've noticed on your screen, it's up 4.1% in the past 24 hours, hovering around 76 million. Now I just want to share with you something. There are a couple images that I want to share regarding these two events that have happened every single time we've exposed a Binance linked wallet. And a day after that happens, a capitulation event occurs. Now, both of these events have played out differently. They're not exactly identical, but they are very suspicious just based on their pattern. But there also could be other factors as well. Let's explore this. Let's look into the data, and let's also look into why Asia is actually looking to runes right now, starting with uncommon goods, which could be the gateway for them getting back into runes, back into dog. So let's go and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So as you see on your screen, dog is up around $76 million, up 4%. Now let's go and scroll down to where the trading volume is. Now this is the most suspicious part, right? Why is dog up multi-millions of dollars in the past 24 hours, but when you notice on the exchanges, there's not much trading volume at all? I mean, just look at it. Past 24 hours on BitGet, 52,000, Gate 83, MEXC 66, Kraken's at 71. So why is dog going up so high? Well, it's definitely not because of Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin's up, but it's not up that much. It's the same price as of yesterday at 77,000. Even the altcoin market really hasn't moved up that much as well. Well, let's go over to the meme coin market sector. Right now, if we look at all the meme coins, some are up, maybe just like 2%, not even. I mean, you have a BNB coin, which is manipulated, by the way, that's up 5%. SPX 2.35. So most coins have not really moved up. They're actually less than 1%. So when I scroll down to where dog Bitcoin is, dog went from 304 yesterday to now 295. But I think this could be a segue into something that could lead into something very bullish for the runes ecosystem, not just for dog. Now let's talk about just yesterday, Casey Rodamore, who is on the left. He's the creator of the Runes protocol and also Ordinals. He was on a Hell Money podcast with Aaron. And what were they talking about? Well, one of the things that they covered is that right now, uncommon goods has surpassed over 100 million minting transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you see a lot of the runes transactions that are reaching to new all-time high levels since that we haven't seen since April of 2024, a lot of that could be tribute to uncommon goods being minted. But what Casey says is that the minting is actually happening because the Chinese communities are actually big into uncommon goods. So that means if they're big into minting uncommon goods, they also are going to get back into runes. And this kind of leads me to my next clip of David. Now, David also spoke about how people are going to get back into Bitcoin through dog. But also another thing he talks about is why people get into memes. And he's going to talk about why they get into memes, why they get into dog, and why they get into dog on Bitcoin. And just warning, he does curse on this video. So if you have kids around, make sure to maybe pause your screen and then watch this video when they're not around, or just listen to it on your headphones. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip right now.
Dog on Bitcoin. I said, you know what? I think dog on Bitcoin is going to bring more people into Bitcoin. And guess what? Right away, instead of asking me why, David, why do you think dog on Bitcoin will bring more people into Bitcoin? Like that question, which could turn into a really good conversation. No, it has to be right away. Nope. How much did Leonidas pay you? I just told you, dog on Bitcoin doesn't pay a KOL. I'm not a KOL either. I'm not an influencer. For me personally, and I will stick to it till this day, I feel like I'm more of an educator, okay? And I'm a media head. That's it. I'm a media head and I'm an educator. That's the way I look at it. You can agree to disagree. You might think, holy shit, this guy really thinks whatever. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. My opinion is the only one that matters. Kind of like what Deion Sanders said. But I'm like, dog on Bitcoin will bring in people into Bitcoin. And that's a good thing. And it'll bring a youthful crowd in, a younger crowd in. Because there's a lot of young people in the meme economy, in meme culture, that will see the dog. They'll figure out, because the crowd is cool. There's a lot of, and let me tell you, dog on Bitcoin is a hell of a community. They are some really cool chads. They're fucking chads. They hit me up in the DMs. They're like, thank you so much. No, a lot of these big time brands don't go ahead and, put our name out there. Like we don't exist. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about these tier 8s, man. I will talk about you. There's a benefit there. 18 to 35-year-olds will be buying Bitcoin because of dog on Bitcoin. That's it.
So he understands the value of not just the organic dog community, but why people are going to actually hop into dog, because dog is a meme. Memes are really popular within the younger communities, but it's not just younger communities. Memes in general have really garnered the attention and hearts, depending on what coin it is and what it's based on, has garnered the attention from even middle-aged people like myself, right? That's the whole point, is that memes bring people together. You don't need utility, it's just a meme, and that's what makes it so viral. Now, let's focus on what's on your screen right now, because this is as of this morning. Now, what have you noticed on your screen? The long-term holders actually grew to a new all-time high, 80.12%, different from yesterday at 80.07 or aka 80.1%. Now, what I've also noticed is that if you look over here, the top 10 holders accumulated more dog over this recent dip that we just saw. And I'll tell you why this dip that we just saw was engineered. Now, it went from 19.04 to 19.06 as of this morning. Now, all these different wallets that you see on your left-hand side for inflows and on your right side for all the outflows, they're all interconnected. So basically what you're seeing is, even though we're not seeing a lot of trading volume on the exchanges, what you're seeing on chain is that all the Binance linked wallets are withdrawing their funds out of the exchanges back on chain, because they were able to accumulate all the dog that they could, because a lot of the dog army is not willing to sell. They accumulate as much as they could just due to this. Now, this is a very fun image that I want to share with you, okay? So let's go back into April 12th, aka April 13th. This was during the time that we first exposed the Binance Ghost Wallet, okay? The Binance Ghost Wallet, at that time, I didn't know it was a market maker, but at that time, I thought, why is this wallet connected to Binance when it's trading dog actively every single day? It was even connected to 2 other wallets. But when that wallet was exposed, guess what happened? We saw a major capitulation event for dog, from 69 million all the way down to 55 million. That was a sharp decline. But notice that there is a large wick. It's because that wick was immediately bought up, and it was also tricking other people to sell off their coins. And look what we saw a few days after. The dog price went up. But this was obviously, to me, artificial. So what Binance, I think, did is that when they got exposed, they did a sell-off to fake people out, thinking that dog was going to go lower, and then they artificially pumped the price up, just to see how people were going to react. And then, just recently on May 16th, remember I shared with you an image of the Binance Wallet network. This was all the Binance wallets connected together, and Claude confirmed it all, that it was all sourced to Binance using MEXC, using Wintermute. I mean, you name it. They were manipulating the dog price, and Claude caught that. And guess what happened the day after? There was a sell-off again. Now, this moment was actually a different strategy compared to before. Now, why is this different? Well, before you see that there was a sell-off and then an artificial pump. Well, with this sell-off, there was a time for these top 10 wallets to accumulate. As you can see, this sell-off did not go back up, meaning this was still a large candle instead of a large wick. Because if there's a large candle, that means there's a larger sell-off. Now, the few days that followed after did not look like this. In fact, it was consolidation. The reason there was consolidation is because we saw that the top 10 wallets accumulated more dog. So the top 10 wallets roughly owned around 18.89% of the token supply right over here on May 18th. Then by the time it was even May 20th to even May 21st, which is today, they now have a total of 19.06. Do you understand what's happening right now? So basically they use this time to accumulate dog by putting dog volume or dog tokens into the exchanges to artificially suppress the price of dog so that they can accumulate as much as possible, only to buy a ton of them, only to withdraw them back onto their cold storage wallets on chain. Now, what you need to know is that the top 10 wallets, how many of them are Binance linked wallets? Well, there are actually 6. So the 6 Binance linked wallets that I'm referring to within the top 10 is number 3, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 9, and number 10. These are the 6 wallets that are connected to Binance. Now, let's look into the dog price in terms of charting analysis. Like I said before, these two events are not a coincidence. There's always a capitulation event that follows right after. Now, this strategy is a little different for them. We're starting to see this like green candle kind of come up, but we need to fight past this resistance level of roughly around 80 million market cap. But right now, it looks like dog is pumping a lot faster than most other meme coins right now, but you can see that it's catching up. Usually, sometimes when we see dog pump, it's a leading indicator before any other meme coins start pumping. And that's just something that I've just noticed over the past month. Now, let's also notice another thing. Let's look at the 50-day moving average. Now, dog price right now needs to be above the 50-day moving average. It's no coincidence that it needs to be roughly above 77 to be at that level of support. Because once we have dog price above 77, then that's a support line. And nothing's changed between the 200 and 50-day moving average potentially crossing to form a golden cross. Because right now, the 200-day moving average is still dropping, right? Even though we saw this massive capitulation event. Right now, these two are getting closer and closer day in and a day out. And I think really nothing can stop that. So I would just say that if you were watching this video, please accumulate as much dog as possible and just hodl. It's actually very easy to buy a dog on the discount. It's actually harder to sell when things are in euphoria. So if you can exercise that muscle in your brain, it would be very helpful for you to actually do that right now to practice it. Now, if you really appreciate these videos, please go ahead and go over to YouTube, click on these three dots and give us a super thanks. It really helps the channel out a lot. If you want to donate 1, 2, 5, 10, it's up to you. These donations help keep the channel going, and also it actually helps the algorithm as well, getting this dog content out as much as possible to as many eyes and investors within YouTube, because a lot of people use YouTube, believe it or not. So I just want to thank our sponsors, C2 Blockchain and Trucker Biff. Make sure to smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog to the Moon. Till then, see you guys and girls next time.